She said, every journey I took a rifle or pistol with me. Because every once in a while there would be some scared Negro who would want to turn back. She said we would get so far away, they would be so scared of hearing the bloodhounds and hear the slave master screaming and hear the wolves in the woods and the cold, because we often had no shoes, and they just said, I can't take it, Minty. I got to go back. And she said, whenever a Negro dared to go back to the plantation, I would cock my rifle up to his head and say, dead niggas tell no tales. You go on or you die here. And she said, because of that, I never lost a passenger and I never ran my train off the track. She said, I had just one regret, though. Just one. She said, for all my years on the Underground Railroad and all the enslaved Africans I helped to free, I freed many of them, but I could have freed so many more. The problem was they didn't even know that they were slaves. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman said, I had reasoned it out in my mind ahead of time that I had a right to one or the other, freedom or death. And if I couldn't have one, I would certainly have the other, for no man should take me alive. Brothers and sisters, what happened to that kind of courage? Brothers and sisters, what happened to that kind of faith? Brothers and sisters, what happened to that kind of sacrifice, persistence, determination, commitment? We have lost the spirit of our ancestors. 2 weeks ago, black people were crashing out all over the United States. Should we vote for the South Asian Indian, or should we vote for the orange man? And all over YouTube, all over Instagram, all over the black world, Negroes was fighting each other. I saw a black woman say if her husband don't vote for Kamala Harris, she's getting a divorce. I saw black men who stopped talking to their brothers and sisters because they said, I'm not bothering to vote. There's nothing on the table for me. And as I looked at all these Negroes fighting over the red plantation and fighting over the blue plantation, fighting over the Democratic Party plantation, fighting over the Republican Party plantation, I said to myself, are we that thirsty for the illusion of inclusion that we would literally destroy relationships in our community over two people, neither of whom has an agenda for us? But brothers and sisters, as the whole election thing went on, I'm standing back and I'm like, I ain't heard nothing about miseducation. I ain't heard nothing about mass incarceration. Neither side. I ain't heard nothing about homelessness and gentrification. Well, I was in my hotel today, getting ready to come and meet you all. I was watching the news, and they said that your city council here in Las Vegas, they want to pass a law that basically makes being homeless a crime. If they catch you downtown sleeping, you can go to jail. See, this is the white man's capitalism. They rob from the poor, give to the rich, but they don't want to see no evidence of it. See, they got to keep you thinking that capitalism works. And don't get me wrong, I'm no communist, I'm a Pan-Africanist, but capitalism is no solution. The reason everybody in love with capitalism is they don't understand how it was birthed, and it was birthed on your back. It was the unpaid labor of 4 centuries that gave the white man an economic edge over the rest of the world. Capitalism ain't no better than no other system. It's just they had a 400-year head start. That's it, brothers and sisters. How can you endorse a system where the top 1% own more than the bottom 75? That's economic slavery. In America, top 1% of Americans own more than the bottom 50. And they tell you you can change it all with a vote. Brothers and sisters, if voting could change anything for the American African, it will be illegal. I'm not saying don't vote, but voting is a strategy, Las Vegas. Voting is a tactic, Nevada. Voting is not a way of life. It is not a religion. It is not something you do because you can. You vote because you should. I didn't hear nothing about police genocide from neither candidate. But y'all was crashing out. Negroes say my ancestors died for me to vote. Actually, they died for freedom, justice, and equality. Voting was only the strategy. Stop confusing goals with tactics. We think because we voted, we changed something. And I was so disappointed at my black Greek sorority and fraternity brothers and sisters, because that first night that Vice President Harris declared her candidacy after Joe Biden cognitively clocked out, the black Greeks raised $30 million in a night. One night. $30 million in one night, and gave it to a South Asian Indian to pay for commercials. Now that she lost, what do we get for that $30 million? Nothing at all. You raised $30 million for a presidential candidate, but you come from a community without a single decent school in it. You come from a community without a single decent hospital in it. You come from a community without a decent supermarket in it. You come from a community that don't even have a bank that invests in black people, but you'll give the white power structure $30 million. In order for us as the American African people to get where we need to be, there will have to be an intellectual civil war amongst us. We will have to separate out who wants to do for themselves and who wants to keep begging from Caucasians. There's two groups. You can't serve two masters. Some of us are in love with free white money. You can't live without free white money. And you fail to realize that the free white money you get is nothing but a strategy of appeasement to keep you from fighting for what is due to you because you're being financed to stay quiet. There was an article that just came out the other day. It revealed that National Action Network founder and president, the Reverend Al Sharpton, received two separate $250,000 checks from Kamala Harris for the campaign. He was paid to make you vote for her. And then it came out that my good friend Swollen Martin, he got about $350,000 from the Kamala Harris campaign to influence black people to vote. So you got to realize when you've been suckered. All them Negroes on TV who was telling us to vote, they were paid to tell you to vote. They were for sale, bought and owned by the Caucasian power structure. I knew it anyway. When my brother Steve Harvey said, they didn't pay me to do this, they might didn't pay you, Steve, but you don't own that radio station. They damn sure paid the Caucasians who own the station. Ain't no way white folks gonna let you get up there and push a black candidate who raised $30 million in a night and they not gonna be compensated. See, we gotta understand something. After racism itself, the black bourgeoisie is the greatest enemy of Las Vegas. If you don't expose the gatekeepers, you'll never get free. You got certain pastors out here, they get funded to keep you dumb, deaf, and blind. You got certain politicians out here, funded to keep you dumb, deaf, and blind. You got scholars at your universities whose job is to misinform black people through the use of statistics and research. Nobody is supposed to tell you the truth about the hell you catch. All your leaders misrepresent you to the power structure, misrepresent you to the media. You don't think it's a coincidence that whenever they want to know what's going on with black folks, they go to a celebrity? They go to an athlete? Why are we the only people in America whose athletes and celebrities are your spokespersons? The Negroes most controlled by white folks, the Negroes most comfortable with white folks are going to tell your truth to the world. They will never do that. The black entertainer, the black celebrity is a corporate product. They don't belong to us no more. They say what they told to say, and they do what they told to do.